The Arctic is once again moving to the center of global attention. In the last few days, decisions taken far from Greenland's icy coastlines have triggered new military movements, diplomatic tension, and uneasy questions about power, security, and control in the high north. What appears on the surface to be a defensive move has reopened deeper disagreements between allies, exposed fractures within Europe, and revived long-standing concerns about external influence in one of the world's most strategic regions. At the heart of this story is Greenland, a vast territory with growing geopolitical importance, and a series of steps now changing how the region is protected. Denmark has announced that it is increasing its military presence in and around Greenland. This development follows a period of diplomatic engagement that did not reach a clear outcome. Talks held in Washington between Danish and Greenlandic foreign ministers ended without agreement on key security questions, leaving differences unresolved. Danish officials have made it clear that their perspective on Greenland's security does not fully align with other views expressed during those discussions. The core concern centers on the ability to protect Greenland in a rapidly changing Arctic environment. Multiple countries are involved in this unfolding situation. Denmark, which maintains responsibility for Greenland's defense, has taken the initial step by expanding its military presence. Greenland's own leadership is also part of the conversation, reflecting the territory's political voice and local concerns. Other NATO members are entering the picture as well. Germany, France, Norway, and Sweden have indicated that they will also send troops to Greenland. The stated purpose of these deployments is to strengthen security in the region alongside Denmark. Beyond Europe, broader geopolitical worries remain present. The discussion repeatedly returns to the potential interests of Russia and China in the Arctic. Concerns have been raised about whether any single country could prevent either power from expanding its influence or presence in Greenland if they chose to do so. These developments are unfolding across several locations. Diplomatic talks took place in Washington, while military activity is focused on Greenland and its surrounding areas in the Arctic. The timeline points to a recent escalation, following inconclusive diplomatic efforts and growing European concern over Arctic security. The issue is unfolding now not as a future scenario, with troop commitments already being discussed and announced by multiple countries. This situation matters well beyond Greenland itself. For Europe, the growing militarization of the Arctic raises serious questions about unity, responsibility, and strategic preparedness. There is concern over what these developments could mean for the European Union, particularly when it comes to coordinating defense policies and responding to external pressure. Disagreements remain between European governments and the United States over how serious the presence of Russian and Chinese vessels in the region actually is. These differing assessments complicate joint decision-making and highlight a gap in how allies view the risks in the Arctic. The region is increasingly important not only for security, but also for its shipping lanes and mineral resources. As ice conditions change, access to these routes and materials becomes more feasible, increasing global interest in the area. Political tensions have also surfaced around leadership and representation. Greenland's prime minister indicated a preference for remaining aligned with Denmark rather than moving closer to the United States. That statement drew attention, particularly after a response that suggested unfamiliarity with Greenland's leadership. At the same time, criticism of Denmark's historical treatment of Greenlanders has been voiced, with acknowledgement that some within Greenland share those concerns. This adds another layer to an already complex relationship where questions of autonomy, protection, and respect intersect. As of now, there is no clear resolution. Europe continues to debate how to respond collectively, while Denmark moves forward with increased military measures. The involvement of additional NATO countries suggests an effort to distribute responsibility, but it also reflects uncertainty about the best path forward. The situation remains fluid, with no definitive agreement on long-term security arrangements or political alignment. In conclusion, Greenland's strategic position has once again placed it at the center of international focus. What began